The Cleaning and Restoration Alliance was created by a North American group of everyday people who just happen to have in-depth knowledge about the intersection of health and cleaning. This knowledge is based on their combined 100-plus years of experience in the cleaning and restoration industry and being on the front line of the current pandemic. They will bring you regular updates to entertain you, enlighten you, and hopefully destroy some of the misconceptions about this important topic. So today, our first question is going to be answered by Brad Smith of Mr. Carpet. So Brad, what does the science say about cleaning textiles, i.e. carpet, upholstery, drapes, mattresses, etc., in your home, and then sanitizing them?
That's a great question. So I guess the first thing I would do is have anybody that's listening or watching this answer a question for themselves in their own mind. And that question is, if you consider how often you dust in your home, if you think about how often you have to dust in your home, and you think about the fact that those airborne contaminants that you dust away are also falling to the floors. They're also falling on your furniture. And these are the types of things that a lot of people don't think about, is the fact that your carpet is like a big giant flat air filter. And all of these things that are in the air, like your germs, bacteria, pollutants, smoke, dander, pollens, and things like that, all fall to the floor and get trapped. These are the types of things that that people don't consider when they think about their carpet, whether or not it's dirty or not. Along the same lines of that, Jane, is the fact that if we really knew what we drug in on the bottom of our shoes, we would probably, according to what statistics show and testing shows, we would probably all freak out and want to crawl into a hole and never go outside again. But that being said, studies show that, let's take carpet and vacuuming, for instance. A lot of people think that vacuuming is enough to do what they, enough to take care of their home. But the fact is that on a specific study done, when somebody would vacuum at a rate of about 20 inches per second, doing 4 passes over that area, only got about 50% of pollutants out of the carpet. So you have to consider that those pollutants can be anything from dust mites and their feces to all these pollutants, germs, bacteria, viruses, and all kinds of things like that. So the science behind it shows that regular professional steam cleaning can highly reduce the amount of contaminants that are left over after your normal cleaning and vacuuming is done. So, and if you follow EPA guidelines, they recommend every 6 to 12 months for the best indoor air quality that you can possibly have, to do periodic steam cleaning. So as far as, when we're dealing with germs and bacteria and viruses and things like that, it's important to know that you want to make sure that you clean first and then sanitize second. This is important, especially in current things that we're dealing with, viruses and things like that, to know that the less you have left over in your carpet to contend with, the more efficient and effective your sanitizing and disinfecting methods are.
That's great. So, so what do you think about the steam cleaning process? Because I know you use steam cleaning. So
Yep.
that's really important in this whole subject, right? So, because the steam cleaning will help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Not only when steam cleaning is done properly, the temperature of the water helps to kill certain germs and bacteria, but it's also the act of flushing the soils and contaminants out from the carpet and retrieving them back through into the waste tank of the cleaning professional. It's literally like for, in a really gross way to say, to shower your carpet and then suck the water back off of it as well.
Yeah, no, and that's really cool because that's really great because the steam cleaning, the heat of the steam cleaning can kill a lot of stuff in your carpet, right?
Yep.
All of the nasty stuff that we have creeping in the carpet. I'm not going to go into details, but yeah, it's pretty nasty.
It would gross us all out if we knew. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thanks a lot for answering that question, Brad, and for joining this panel today. So our next question is for Don. And Don's question is, how often should I clean my carpets and upholstery, and why, in my home or in my business?
Hello, folks. Today, the question is, how often should I clean my carpets and upholstery? Well, they should be cleaned at least once a year, just to remove all the contaminants and the pollen and the dirt that your husband tracks into your home. If you have kids and dogs, they should be cleaned probably twice a year, just for that reason. And most people wait until the carpets look dirty, but you've waited too long. When the carpets look dirty, sometimes the damage has already been caused from sand abrading the fibers, and the walkways look really worn. It is because they are worn, because the sand and the grit wears down the fibers. So if they're maintained and vacuumed on a regular basis, they're cleaned once or twice a year, depending on the use of the home. Some of my clients take the shoes off at the door and their homes are pristine, but they usually clean at least once a year, just for the airborne contaminants to go through their house, so they're assured that they have a healthy home environment. Upholstery as well. You're sitting on your upholstery constantly. You're reading the newspaper. You're putting your hands on the counter, on the handles of the sofa, the chairs. You're putting your neck back, and you're getting grease and sebum from your neck, and that stains your upholstery. So the upholstery should be cleaned at least once a year as well. And if you have dogs that jump on your sofa, and cats, you got a lot of dog hair and pollen and cat hair, and that should be removed on a regular basis as well. In order to keep your furnishings look good, and your carpet is probably the most expensive thing in your home, and it's a whole lot cheaper to clean and maintain your carpet than it is replace a room or a house full at $8,000 to $15,000, depending on the size of your house. So those are my recommendations, and I prefer that you use the truck-mounted steam cleaning application, and not a small portable unit or a chem dry, things of that nature. It's like shampooing your hair with a chem dry, letting it dry and vacuuming your head. It's not going to do it. You really need to rinse everything out, and a truck-mounted hot water extraction is the unit that you really need. And it is recommended by all the major mills. And good luck to you, and hope you get some value out of this.
So thanks, Don. So now, Jeff.
Jane?
Hi. So can you explain to us what cleaning for your health means?
Yeah, keeping your house clean, kind of feeding off what Brad was saying earlier. We buy our upholstery and our flooring generally for the aesthetics of it. But in reality, even our carpeting, we bought it for the looks and the nice flooring that it provides, but it acts as a big filter in your house, collecting the dust and the dirt and the pet dander and all that kind of stuff. And those are the kind of things that in a health conscious way, you need to be preventative about it. You don't want to wait 2, 3, 4 years before you clean it. You want to do it once a year or every 6 months to be a preventative way to keep things healthy in there, because that filter is a positive thing. It really is a good thing, so it isn't spreading around the air for you to breathe all that dust and so forth in. But you want to clean it out periodically so that it becomes a healthy home environment. And ironically, right now during this time that we're in, where people are home a lot more, as opposed to being at work 40 hours a week and the kids at school most of the week, we are now in our houses quite a bit more than normal. So during this time, I would recommend more frequent cleaning. You're doing homeschooling on the couch now, or eating more meals on the couch, more I hate to say people are taking more naps, but I'm sure there's a ton more naps being taken on couches now than there were previously. And those are the kind of things that leave unhealthy stuff on our couches, chairs, upholstery that needs cleaned more regular right now. Again, once a year is recommended by the manufacturers. But during this time, I'd even recommend more frequent than that, just because of our lifestyles being in our house more lately. So you need to remove those danders, pollen. Even the American Lung Association has studies on it that Brad had mentioned earlier on the dust pollens and different things that are in there that we need to clean out and keep our home a healthy, happy home for us to live in.
That's right. Yeah, it's really important to do that. That's really great. Thank you, Jeff. So thank you for joining us today and listening to some of the information that we've talked about today about cleaning for health. We are committed to helping you have a clean and healthy home. So join us again on one of these expert panel discussions brought to you by the Cleaning and Restoration Alliance. Thank you and have a beautiful day. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channels. Okay? Thanks a lot. Bye.